It is Monday, so just a little bit after 4 o'clock, we do a little game we call Monday Mirages. Goz tells us what's going on in the world of sports, and then we decide whether it's real and it's going to continue to happen, or is it a mirage, fake, you'll never see it again, pretend it didn't happen.
Let's do this one, a little different than we usually do. It's a bigger, realer mirage here. The 2017 New York Yankees season was a success. Real or mirage?
Real, begrudgingly real. It's if you wanted to tell me, look, it's real right now. If we look back 5 years from now and this team never makes it to the World Series or back to the ALCS, well, then it's a mirage because you had your shot and you didn't take it. But we have to be positive. We have to believe. We have to look at this talent and be excited about the future and just say, hey, you knocked on the doorstep a year early. You're ready to go. So I'm going to say real success.
They would have had to beat the Indians, the Astros, the Dodgers, the three best teams in baseball to do the whole thing, go all the way.
100 win plus.
Yes, all 100 win plus. The fact that they got by the Indians, a success. Let's not even underappreciate the one-game wild card and what happened in that game when they're down 3-0 by the first inning. What the Yankees were able to do this season is absolutely a success. Does it feel like a punch in the gut when they can't get that last win? Of course it does, but getting to Game 7 of the ALCS and losing on the road the next two games is not a failure by any stretch. Yes, real, it was a success for the Yankees. Let's move on to this one now. One of their pitchers, CC Sabathia. Real or mirage, CC back with the Yankees in 2018?
I think it's real. I think he wants to be back, which I didn't think that originally. I didn't think he'd want to be back because he's always wanted to go back to California. But I think he likes where this team is at. I think he knows he's got a great chance of getting back to the ALCS, maybe the World Series with it. It'll be a very much reduced price. Probably, I think maybe 10, 12 million possible. Maybe 17 over 2, something of that nature. But I think he's going to be back. Real.
Real. CC is going to look across baseball and say, where do I have the best chance to win and make some pretty good money? It's almost going to be like a Aroldis Chapman a little bit. Where Chapman felt like, hey, maybe there's going to be more offers out there for me to go sign with another team, but there really wasn't. And the Yankees were offering him the most money, so he thought, okay, guess I'm going back to the Bronx. It's going to be the same way for CC. He's going to look, see if anyone else is willing to offer him more money. Maybe one team could offer him 1.5 million more, but that won't be enough. And he'll say, I want to come back and pitch for New York. This may have been sealed, by the way, way back when they traded James Caprillion. You think they traded away Caprillion, who's a former first-round draft pick? He could have been projected to at least be a starter by 2018. Once Caprillion's out the door, the Yankees might look around and say, we know CC's coming back next season. The next one, Mickey Callaway is the newest manager of the New York Mets. Real or mirage, the Mets made the right call in hiring Mickey Callaway for their future.
Ooh, girl, I'm going to go... yeah.
Realish? Mirage? Can you wait to answer it? I don't know.
I thought they were going to go get a big name. I kind of like that they didn't. I got to be honest with you. I kind of like that they went, you know what? We did our due diligence. We have this pitching staff that for some reason no one can get their full potential out of them. We like this guy. We know he's a brainiac. I heard John Flaherty talk about him. Said they worked together a little bit way back at Tampa, and he's an extremely cerebral guy. So I'm gonna say real. Good hire. For right now, I like it.
Just thinking about baseball, the Nationals have a really good pitching staff. When they're healthy, the Mets do, of course. The Red Sox, I love their pitching staff going into the season. Didn't live up to that.
Price is wrong, Bob.
Right, and the Indians still have a good staff. It feels like the Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator position, where people used to always look at the Ravens and say, wow, the Ravens have a great defense. Who's their coach? Okay, we want them. Well, I don't know if Mickey Callaway's a good pitching coach, a good manager, or was in the right place at the right time. Because sometimes a coach gets a benefit for how good his players are. That's what it felt like when you have guys like that pitching, like Bauer and Kluber and others. I'm going to go with Mirage just because I had been on the bandwagon that I would have liked to see the Mets bring in a catcher, a former player who caught, to see what they could have been able to do. Callaway, he's not a former catcher that I can look and say he's the Brad Ausmus type or the Sandy Alomar Jr. type. So for now, it's a mirage for me. The next one, New York Giant quarterback Eli Manning is a huge reason why the Giants' offense is struggling right now.
I'm going to go Mirage. I don't really think it's his fault necessarily. I think he's part of the problem, but I think when it's all together, I still blame the play calling. I blame the lack of talent with all the injuries, and I think the offensive line. So there's so much. He's the only guy I've seen be successful in this whole thing.
A few things about Eli Manning. One, I'm still stunned he's never been injured. With that offensive line struggling, with really no wide receivers right now, with some good defense, how does he not get hurt?
And they're calling like double hitch pass plays, like things that routes take 3 to 4 seconds to develop with that offensive line. Like, I've seen him be successful. I haven't seen anybody else do it, so I'm not going to blame him. I'm going to go ahead and blame McAdoo and everybody else.
I feel like how you felt a few minutes ago with your question about, like, there's some games it can be yes and some games it can be no.
No, he's definitely that guy, too.
Yes, there's not a game where I can lean off and say, you know what, Eli, you're going to go for 400 yards tonight, 4 touchdowns. You're going to be the reason we win. I don't know if Eli Manning's still at his career, and maybe ever in his career. You could look and say, Eli Manning by himself is going to win us a football game because he's that good. I'm going real because of that. And that's not even Eli's fault, but it's the real answer. Yeah, he's a big reason why the Giants' offense is struggling, because there's no one big playmaker to take over the offense for the Giants. It should be Eli Manning. You'd think with 2 Super Bowls, it's not the case, though. But Eli has been a big reason why the Giants have been struggling. He's the quarterback. He takes that blame. Real or Mirage, the Buffalo Bills are a playoff team.
I'm going to say real. I was watching them this weekend, and I was thinking about it, and you know, my overall belief in the NFL this year is there is no super team. There's no unbeatable Goliath, and that includes New England Patriots. And I like the way the Bills play football. They're not better than you, and they know that, and they just go out and punch you in the mouth and see if you respond. They play solid fundamental football for the most part, and if they can really get LaShawn McCoy loose, they could be really scary.
If I rephrased it and said the Buffalo Bills have the second best record in the AFC right now, I wonder how many people heard that first statement and thought, the Bills aren't a playoff team. Then you find out they're the second best record in the conference, and you think, well, hang on a second. Maybe they are. Wait, the Dolphins are tied with the Bills? Well, I could see Buffalo beating Miami. Wait, it's Tennessee and Jacksonville? Buffalo's had some games where they've been better than them, even though the Jags and Titans have one more of a loss. I'm going real, too. There's something different about
Sean
this Bills
McDermott
team.
runs a good team.
He really does look good off the bye week. Now, I get it. They get a little bit of a break. Then Adam Humphries fumbles away the football when Tampa's driving for the game winner. But what's Buffalo supposed to do? Buffalo had that play with Von Miller that went in their favor. Bills fans kind of don't know how to react. They've had so many years where all those calls and plays and turnovers go against Buffalo. There's been a lot of times this season where they went in favor of the Bills. It's a weird year in Buffalo that things are going well
and the big money
favor.
And the big money guys aren't the big contributor. Like Marcel Darius is not a big factor.
Thanks a lot, Zay Jones, for not showing up for me for Fantasy versus Reality, by the way.
Dude, at least somebody
Come on, man. He's killing me right now.
Worst sports weekend I've had in forever.
Oh, I got 2 more for you here. The Los Angeles Dodgers should be the favorite in this year's World Series. Real or Mirage, which, by the way, gets underway tomorrow right here on 104.5. The team coverage starts at 7.
Real. The Dodgers win this in 5. They're the better team. They bought a team. They went out and they bought a talented team. They developed some talent. Roberts has been a great manager this year. They're the better team, so they're going to win it.
Real, they should be the favorite. Mirage, if you ask me who to pick, I had Houston, and I'm going to continue to brag about it until I'm wrong. I had Houston to win it all in the preseason. I'm not like Sports Illustrated that had it like 3 years ago. Real, they're the favorite. Mirage that they'll win. Last one here. This one hurts a little bit. Miami football. The Hurricanes are back as being a top-tier college football program. Real or Mirage?
This is going to be a Mirage for me, but I can see the path. Like, they're not back yet. They're like a couple streets over, and the GPS is leading them in the right direction. They still need some better recruits, but Rick is a real coach, man, and he's proving it again. And they're at that point you don't want to play them, but they're not where they were yet.
No, that's my exact answer. Mirage, and yes, because of Mark Richt. I thought we were going to go on this whole thing that, like, they're back and that
they only beat Syracuse.
That part's not nice, and I don't like that, okay? Syracuse is in that game. I had a feeling that was going to be, like, the big thing, and maybe it's going to happen in 2 weeks when Miami plays Notre Dame. We'll talk to our guy, Derek Brown, I'm sure, when that comes back again. Catholics versus convicts.
He was tweeting at me. I was tweeting at him. We got to get him in here. I haven't seen him in a while. He's been busy doing his little TV show.
Oh, as good as Notre Dame looks, they smoked USC. They could have one loss, and Miami could be undefeated going to that matchup in November.
I miss DB.
It is Mark Richt, though. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Mark Richt came out with some great play calls in the first half and third quarter, and I'm thinking, I just kind of shrugged my shoulders, like, yeah, that was a good play. Yeah, that was a good play, too. Well, Syracuse couldn't do much. That's another good play. As good as Miami, I get they can recruit every single year, and Rick's doing that again. But there were just some offensive sets and defensive blitzes where I'm like, that's not players, man. That's just the coach out doing it right there.
What was this, the first or second game? This is the first game all season they got to play on a Saturday as scheduled?
Mm-hmm.
With all the hurricanes and everything like that? It was first or second. So, I mean, with the challenges, and they're still playing well. So, yeah, no, they're close. They're almost there. They're still not quite, they're not what they were. Ray Lewis ain't coming through that tunnel.
You know what, I lied. I said two more. I want to do another one just because we're talking college football. Real and Mirage, Penn State football impressed you more than any other college football team this weekend?
I already knew they were good. I guess I didn't know how good they were. So I'll go real just because Saquon Barkley, I think he's going to be Le'Veon Bell, like to the like I would normally say on steroids, but you can't say that for the NFL. Like, I think he's going to be a difference maker out of the backfield for whoever's smart enough to draft him early.
They were way better than I thought. I switched them. They're the number 2 team in the country. They could beat Georgia if they played. I get they get the whiteout and Happy Valley and all that. I'm just going to go Mirage because Notre Dame, like I just brought up, whooped up on USC. They looked really good. So, college football, some of the true bloods, Penn State's, Bama, Notre Dame, Miami, they're all sitting in the top 10 right now. Michigan's got to get a quarterback. That's all they need. They just got to get a quarterback.
Well, Corn runs for it like it's just like his life is on the line every play.